That's weird. Welcome to The Neighborhood, the show where a mother and her daughter talk about business, community, and everything in between. Now hop aboard the trolley and let's go.
Hey, neighbors!
I haven't done one with the intro yet.
I know. Oh, you haven't?
No.
You haven't seen it.
Well,
Well,
that
welcome.
British voice.
That British voice. Who is that?
She is.
Yeah. Welcome
mysterious.
to the neighborhood with all three of us. When was the last time all three of us were
before
together?
Bailey had Milo or Piper, maybe.
No, because you've been on the show.
No, the
But all three of us.
the
Probably
three of us.
pre-Piper.
Pre-Piper. I remember.
Pre-Piper?
Yes, I remember
Wow.
pre-Piper. You were pregnant, and we're like,
Yes.
And then when you had her, we were like slamming you, like she's not here right now, and you were like, yeah, she has
She
a
just
newborn.
had a child.
Like
she has a newborn.
She's at the hospital.
Really
And now
yeah.
her second child, Milo, is 8 months old, 9 months old.
Almost 8.
Almost 8?
Mhm.
Well, he's not even 8 months old yet.
He looks like he's
He
13
looks like
months.
he's
Big
a year and a
boy.
half. He's the same size
He's a
as
big boy.
Piper, who's 2. So yeah, big boy Milo.
BBM.
BBM. BBM.
You know what?
is,
It's kind of wait, no, I'm not even gonna go there. I was like, it's like The Blind Side. There's like the big guy, and he's with the little girl, and then
Wait. Such a
some
I know
random
that one works.
Frog and Toad.
frog and
I'm trying to
toad.
find a famous duo for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Bird.
workshop that. We'll have to
We're
workshop
gonna
that.
workshop that one. And
Not
welcome
blind.
everyone. We are here. So it could, I said this could just turn into a roast for me.
Why?
Well, when the two of you are together, usually
You roast
gang up.
me.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
please.
you too.
Anyway, we're here to talk about talk-worthy touch points.
That's what she's calling it.
Okay.
I love it.
That's what we
Let the
workshop.
roast begin.
Yeah,
No,
let the
I
roast
kept
begin.
saying intentional curation or something.
Yes,
way
and that's
more
why we came up with
sophisticated.
Talk-worthy touch
talk-worthy
points,
touch
yeah.
points. But it is about curating experiences. It could be curating songs. It'd be curating content. But we all think about curating content like on our blogs or on our social media channels for our customers. But there are now ways that we should be looking at how to curate experiences.
Yeah.
For our
That
customers.
honestly have no monetary value in
Correct.
themselves, but that's the whole thing. I think people are always looking for different things to put out, different products and different things, like, oh, you can add this on, but these
Right.
are so, I think people forget to focus on the touch points that are just to create brand recognition and brand loyalty and
And
things
getting
like that.
people to talk about your brand when they leave your presence, when maybe they're on your website and they leave and they see something. I mean, we still to this day talk about the deodorant. Was it Native?
Native.
That
I don't know if they do it anymore.
What?
I don't know. When we ordered Native deodorant, you immediately got
Oh.
an email saying, "Do you hear the crowds cheering?
You know
Our
what I'll
warehouse
say?
is going wild, packaging your deodorant."
And it's
Clever
like, no, I'm
email
hearing the
marketing.
people going, PU, this deodorant doesn't work.
I know it really doesn't. It didn't follow through with the brand promise. However, what was interesting, I ordered some. The email that came was so funny
Yeah.
that I talked about it. But then when the packaging came, it was very ordinary packaging.
Yeah, it was.
And there was nothing super fun in the packaging. I was like, their marketing department stopped at the email campaign.
Yeah.
They never followed through
Well,
with
because
their
that's cheap.
operation side.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cheap.
But it's like, to me, how does your brand, how do people talk about your brand when you're not there? But to me, all of a sudden my excitement turned to, oh, I was disappointed. Now, maybe I'm more snooty
You
when
are.
it comes to marketing.
You are.
You are.
Because I was thinking, are other people just as disappointed?
But I will say,
No.
clever email marketing is behind us now. Like when I get them, I'm like, yeah.
I kind of
like,
agree.
but when is this shipping to me?
I agree.
Like,
That's a good point.
I
like,
agree.
but at first it was unique enough
Right.
that you're like, wait, this is so cute. Okay, margarine.
Yeah. What is
She
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 has
jumped
a
up
lot
here.
to say.
Margie
jumped up here
got
because
scared.
There was something that fell, and now, yeah. So I'm really,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now she's just still
But,
sitting it up. But anyway,
yeah, I think now, honestly, just the bar keeps being raised, and it's kind
Yeah.
of annoying. But this is marketing world.
Well,
in
and it's not
general.
even the bar being
True.
raised. It's like, how can you cut through the noise now?
Yes.
Because like
Well, you have to put more effort.
newsletters, oh, they're dying, or like even little things like that, or your
Yeah.
shipment, or so it's like, really, how do you get creative besides just those things? And that's
Everyone
kind of what
has to
we're
do a
talking about.
drone light show.
well, I
And
mean, it's even things. Yeah. There's so many things we'll talk, but we'll talk about that after.
Okay.
Because
yeah, we
I
did
can't
kind of
reach
dive in.
I can't reach our trolley button to
Me
get
neither.
Which one is
This is
it?
the extent of my
All of us
reach.
are like
Which one is
being.
Ding ding. No, it's
Triceratops.
actually so involved at this point. Did you already switch over?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's
at
not how you
me.
do that. Volume.
Well, oh yeah.
We don't know if the trolley ever made it.
I'm the only AV tech who is tried and true, and I'm stuck. So,
Yeah.
Pardon the difficulties today.
So-
We'll have to walk.
Well, yeah, we'll have to get up and
we'll
just
have
walk.
to walk.
But I think the trolley did already pass us by. So
I think we missed
yeah, we
it.
missed the trolley. One of the things, the list just came out of the top baby names.
Where is this shit?
Yes, sir.
coming
Is this
from?
just like
We're now
new
at the news
shift?
desk.
Okay.
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 And why are you starting? Why did this catch your eye?
Yeah, I do want to know.
Every year I want to know the top Pantone colors. I want to know the top names.
Okay.
What names are trending?
Have you always been like this?
I've never ever heard you talk about this, but I
No, me
love.
neither.
And what are the top
learning new
toys that were just
things.
inducted in the Toy Hall of Fame?
Oh,
Wait,
okay, sure.
Were our names? Well, for
Nope.
hers, we know you were looking on the dog pet name list, Bailey.
Okay,
But for
you've given me grief about naming you Bailey, saying it's a dog name, and then she has a son and names him Milo. Hello,
wait, I'm sorry.
come here, Milo.
I don't think.
I literally don't. You know how
Top-
many Milos I know?
Dog. There was a movie called
Milo Notice.
and there you go. That's all you need.
I think Milo was the cat.
What?
No. No.
Popular male dog
What?
names: Max, Charlie, Cooper, and Buddy.
Like I've never heard a dog named Milo.
Me neither.
Oh, I have. Anyway,
Where?
in Aurora, there's a dog named Milo. There's two of
She's
them.
always
If
gonna
your
say
dog
that.
is
She's
named
always
Milo-
gonna say
I like
she
that.
does, and then you're like,
Jacob
Fact
Haddon.
check.
Hello, Jacob. Where are you, Jacob? You should be on a cruise. I thought.
Oh.
Jacob was.
if you're on a cruise
driving-
right now and you're on Facebook watching us, get out. Go be on a cruise. Go slide, drink a martini.
Well,
Maybe
he
he's
drove.
seasick.
Jacob, did you rent a Porsche? That's my question. He was flying into San Francisco,
This
renting a
podcast.
Porsche and driving down the coast to meet his wife and family, and they were going to get on a cruise there.
Okay.
So it sounded like quite the adventure.
Okay.
But
Amazing.
top male boy names
Of
top
2025
of
or
twen-
2024?
for 20,
Like from last year.
what must be
Okay.
the top names this year
Top
that people are
names.
naming babies right now are,
How
I feel like we're
chaotic
going
the
back
three of
to
us are.
classics.
and it is a name you guys know. One of the boy names is one, actually both of them, if you think about it.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on.
Liam.
I
is
was
number
gonna
one.
say Liam.
Wait, you weren't
Yeah.
giving us like any clues or anything.
That
No.
was that your clue
Liam and
is
Caden.
the name is Liam.
Hold on.
I did say you would know them. Liam is my grandson, and your nephew.
Nephew.
Yeah.
I would say
We cannot resist.
I would say maybe
mocking
like
a
is
mystery.
it something classic? Is the next one?
And
Don't
the next one
tell me.
is another one that
Don't tell
Okay.
me. Do a clue.
Do a clue.
starts,
I knew you were gonna say
starts
that.
with O and ends with Livia.
Oh, for a girl?
Is it actually
girl.
Olivia?
Olivia.
She said
Wow.
boy.
Yeah,
No.
you did say boy.
First I said boy was Liam. Top name. Top girl name.
Well, it's okay.
Olivia.
It's not like this is
If
recorded.
you're
and we can
still
fact check it.
listening to this,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Bless you. Some of the other names,
no,
Noah.
Oh, you okay? You're still not letting us.
I
guess,
say
which
we
is
let her
really
get this
great.
out.
Yeah, just a
Let
girl
her get
name
it
that I
out.
have a dog named.
Charlotte.
Phoebe.
Charlotte is one of the top girl names.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Classics are coming.
They go by
back,
Charlie.
yeah.
Now, fastest accelerated name,
Okay.
which is really, these are the trendy or more fad names. Truce.
Oh,
Truce?
Truce.
Okay.
I'm sorry if your baby was just named Truce and
Maybe
you
it's like
weren't in on this
chartreuse?
one. And Halo
Okay.
is, I know, stop it, people.
Hmm.
And then Alan.
No.
Wait,
No.
is Alan? Wait, who was in the Barbie movie?
Alan.
Ken's friend Alan.
Alan.
That's probably where Alan comes
You really
in.
think that's why? Like
We're
I don't
going
know.
Halo, Truce, and Alan.
And Alan. Yeah. Fastest names.
Interesting.
Halo, Truce.
Which have you guys seen those?
Oh, you know what? No, I'm lying. It's not Alan. It's Alani, which makes sense for the drink.
Alani energy
The Alani
drinks.
She had
energy
her,
drinks.
glasses on and everything.
No, I just my handwriting. Alani.
Alan.
A-L-A-N-I.
I like how you don't remember and you just
Oh,
wrote
there
that.
you go. I just wrote it.
Stacy said, "Yay, Charlotte."
Yay,
yeah.
Charlotte.
That's our name.
Oh,
I feel yeah, that's
Stacy,
your niece
yes.
and nephew.
and yes, and another granddaughter is also Charlotte, not just our dog.
Have you seen those Instagram and TikToks where it's like a name consultant? Like these are people's jobs. Or basically you go to them and say, like, my daughter's name is Ophelia. I'm having a boy. Like, can you consult like what names go
What?
together? And they are my favorite videos to watch. They're
Wait,
so
there's
fascinating.
Videos about
Yeah, because it like matches the vibe, or they'll be like, you're natural, like you more this. And they like curate these names that you think you'd
Wow.
like, and then they mash the siblings.
You
Did
would
you-
like that.
wait,
you
would like it
that.
too
You
if you
would.
watched it. Yes,
Wait,
you would.
did you not consult
I think I'd
this
be
before
bored.
you named Milo?
No, because we
and
always do. If
Piper?
it's a girl, Piper. If it's a boy, Milo.
Okay.
Like
And then you're
next
like,
children,
bam, bam.
that'll be interesting.
Pardon
then
me.
you'll have to consult. You'll have to
Pardon my
consult
nose
with
wipe.
one of those
Yeah, they're fascinating. so-
influencers. Yeah, that is interesting for a third one.
Huh.
It's kind of like Amanda being pregnant.
Yeah.
Amanda's first
Wait.
baby is named Goldie.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's such a cute little name. Like, how do you pair that?
Luckily,
with
they're having
another
another
one?
girl.
They're having another girl.
And so you can
I
do
guess
another like
we're
cutie
telling the
name.
world.
well, I'm not going to say it.
No, I guess we're telling the world that she's pregnant with a girl.
Oh, she's pregnant with a girl.
Are we
Yeah.
not supposed?
I don't
to?
know. I think people know.
Everybody knows. Yeah.
I don't think her coworkers know, but maybe this is her way.
Oh
to
yeah,
tell
and
them.
they're watching.
And
This.
they're watching this.
Her family knows. Everyone
Yeah.
else knows. Yeah, the Goldie's a hard name. Where
Goldie's
it's
a
like, oh,
hard
you
one.
have to match.
I
that
said it
vibe.
needs to be like Penny or
Poppy.
Poppy.
exactly
See,
what she
Poppy
said.
would be cute. And I'm surprised that's not one of the fastest names because of Poppy energy drinks. Alani,
I've never heard of Poppy energy drinks.
What?
Poppy the soda.
So-
whatever. Yeah. Poppy,
I want to say whip.
whatever.
So whip.
Um,
She's just on the defense right now
Yeah.
because she immediately assumed we were gonna roast her. So everything we say, she's like,
see, roast.
You guys are so late.
Yeah.
chilling.
Okay. So those were the top names. And
so random.
That
was
was
very
so
random.
random.
I do
but it
love
was just
that.
an important take.
Yeah, I like
You
that.
needed to know that.
Alan, if
know
you're
what?
out there,
Alan.
Alan got pumped for a second.
Anybody out there named Alan, like, my name is trending.
Alan, yes.
Yes,
Alan's like
always.
fastest
Psych.
growing name.
It's Alani. That's
And it makes way more sense
Alan's
paired
so
with
weird.
Halo and Truce than
oh, that's funny.
oh, okay. So that was bad.
Between the three of us, we're
Oh,
gonna need a lot
gosh.
of tissues for
We
our eyes
are.
watering.
Alan.
We are. This is a bad.
The way her nose.
I know.
Stop. Don't mess with my news
Okay,
desk.
okay.
This is my news
Keep
desk.
going. What's the next?
Oh my
story?
gosh. Okay. Another big trend is Wall Street Journal has reported, this is serious topic, that monster beauty.
Wait, what?
Women are going to bed looking like monsters
Oh, I've
to wake up looking beautiful.
It's like the being high maintenance to be low maintenance. That's what they say.
Okay,
So, like,
but ladies, are you seriously going to bed looking like monsters with
Taylor does sometimes.
like going to bed
Like
with
you
masks?
like do your
Full
like red
mask?
light therapy
Okay.
with your hair. Like that's what I
Do you
mean by like
sleep like that? Or do
Okay,
you just do it
no,
for
no,
20
no,
So
minutes?
here's
Yeah.
here's like a nighttime routine. Well, I have like four I rotate between, but there are some that are a little more monstrous, I'll say.
Yeah,
But it's a
what?
red light therapy mask. It's not like I'm
Like the
sleeping
full-
in it.
let me
Jason
explain.
the
Let me
Hockey
explain.
mask.
Let me explain because
And
I don't
then-
think Taylor does any
And
of
then
this.
I wrap my hair up so that it curls
do that
the
too.
next day, like heatless
but you
curls.
don't.
But
sleep
what
like that.
the actual trend is not what I'm doing. It's
right?
girls who honestly, it's really sad to me because they're
Yes.
doing like the crazy chin
Yeah.
straps so they can have
And
jaw
the tape
lines
over their
and the
mouth.
tape
Tape
over
over
their
their
mouths
mouth.
and like listen,
You're
I'm
going
not
to bed
afraid to
looking
say
like
I'm rocking frownies on my
a freak.
11s.
oh, and frownies too. Yeah.
So some days I'll have like 3 frowny patches here, my
Wait, they
hair
actually
tied
have
up, and
taped patches.
frownies is like a branded.
Yeah,
Have
you
you
like-
heard of a frowny?
You like
No.
really?
I haven't heard of them.
I like them. They just, like,
describe what they
They
are in
kind of
case
smell
people
like
don't know.
bologna to me.
They smell
They
like
smell weird.
bologna.
Not bologna, but teach their
Lunch
own.
meat.
Not bologna, smoked honey roasted turkey.
Actually,
Wait,
kinda.
laying it on
Okay,
your face.
Brownies.
No, it's not laying it on your face. What? Okay, they're little tiny triangles, patches. They're like it's like a
kind of
sticker,
like a Band-Aid.
like a band-aid feel. You spray it, and then there's this adhesive, and then you stick it on your forehead. So
where
all it-
you
it's
want
just
wrinkles to disappear.
holding. It's holding like it just goes
In
right
case
here.
at night you were doing stuff with your
Yes.
face.
Yeah, because when I wake up, I have the deepest 11s, and my
Oh, so
forehead hurts.
even when you woke up.
Oh,
you were doing-
most
so
people,
in your
they-
sleep you were doing them.
And
Yeah.
everyone does that. Like
Yeah.
they
Oh, I
say
didn't know that.
frownies really work. Like you peel them off, and like they say over time, you're basic because then it almost
You're just retraining
when
your
you
muscles
peel it off,
on
it
how to
almost like you
react.
feel it there, almost like a phantom, and then you like notice when your muscles are moving there.
Do people wear these during the day
No.
too?
I mean,
No.
I
Not
can't
in
say
public.
they don't. Not like those stupid star patches.
Yeah, the star patch
Oh, see,
zit
I feel like
covers.
you would be a Star Patch girl.
No, I'm not like. Look at my zit.
We did have that
I think
conversation.
I think it's
a couple
so
weeks
weird
ago.
to rock like 4 or 5 of them.
It is weird.
I, like,
saw a
wish I
girl the other day in
could.
the store, and she had several of them, and I was like, interesting. If you just had one, It's like, okay, but I
you're
wouldn't put
pointing
it
here
here.
as if that's so cute.
Well, if I had a zit right here,
Which nobody gets those.
Yeah,
I
well, that
know.
would be really
all right,
good.
if I
what I'm
had a
saying.
zit right
The
here,
whole the point
I
of them
suppose
I
is
kind of
do.
like it.
I don't, but you've never rocked it.
No.
Why?
they didn't have them when she was
No,
young.
you get zits every now and then. Now, why don't you rock them? Because it's weird.
I think you have to be like a certain type of like funkadelic person to do that. Yeah.
And you're
Or
saying I
Lisa
am.
Frank.
Yeah,
a
like-
Yeah,
Lisa
except I'm a
Frank girl.
self-conscious funkadelic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like, if I have a zit,
I think you
you're
two
not
are
gonna
beyond
know
the
about it.
age of the.
well, yeah, I
Stone
do think
patch
it's a Gen
things.
Z thing that they're shameless about it.
Yeah, which I like.
Yeah,
But the sleeping like monsters is a whole other thing, and maybe like so there's this whole thing of like being high maintenance to be low maintenance. So like they'll have you seen where you do like henna almost to do lip liner
Oh.
and freckles.
so you can just wake up and you
Wait,
don't have to
at
do
night
makeup.
Uh-huh.
they do that?
Yeah, and then they do like self tanner. My brain's not
bronzer.
working. Yeah, like self tanner bronzing.
They
and
do all that at night.
They do all this at night, and then
So
you
that
wake up in the
literally wake
morning.
up and you're ready.
You
to
take
go.
your sock curls out of your hair.
Okay, I do the opposite.
Yeah, you
I go
do.
to bed still with my makeup
Oh,
on.
it's so crazy you do that.
I do.
Tessa
But
does
you know
that
what?
too.
I'm not going to bed looking like a monster.
But who cares? I don't care how I look at night. The wrapping and the length of routine.
It's more
to
the
make sure-
comfort. I think the comfort is
It's
crazy to me. Like,
crazy.
Yeah.
but I will say, like my retainers that I chose when I was in 6th grade that are literally neon pink. Like it's tough to get into bed wearing those.
You still have them?
Yeah, and
Isn't
like
it weird your mouth
it's
is the same size as when you were 12?
I don't think your mouth grows.
I think it
Hers
does.
does.
I'm just saying,
I'm just
isn't it weird to think about? Like,
Like,
you're so small.
yeah.
You're
But
like,
like
11.
instead
Yeah.
of a like clear tray, I chose neon
Neon
pink.
pink.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yours is not just a little retainer. Yours is mouth guard.
Yeah, it's like the like
looking.
trays.
Like,
That
yeah.
those are tough to like get into bed. Like you really have to be like, I'm going to wait until like I'm sleeping.
I
for this
understand though. I like the idea of treating sleeping as a time where you can use like
Yeah.
where you're like, you know what? I'm gonna use these 8 hours where I'm gonna sit in a bed to like
Yeah.
hydrate my skin.
Yeah.
And I can like goop up with Aquaphor all over my face
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
So soak
I
in,
mean,
baby.
sock curls changed my life.
Yeah,
like, I
those-
literally
Bed
use
with
John's
socks.
work socks in my
they
hair.
have to
And
be his specific socks.
they
Yeah.
do. They're like a very specific
Yes.
type of work sock that
Yeah.
are like thin and stretchy, and like they are not gonna. They're not gonna create
I
like
need a little ASMR
frizz.
for
They're so
this
good.
one.
Anyway, you did change my life.
I know. Well, it's the best. Like I'm not gonna get up and curl my hair. It's never been my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
I love
when I figured out you could do the heatless curls with
Yeah.
a bathrobe, I was like, sign
Changed
me
my
up.
life, changed my
So,
life.
I believe that marriages are going to start to deteriorate because women are going to bed looking like
You know what? If
monsters.
those marriages are deteriorating, there's something else going on there.
True.
Because first of all, those girls shouldn't be feeling
Although,
like
let
they
me-
need to
yeah.
do that. Like
Yeah,
that.
yes.
But let me
much.
say this.
like taping your chin,
Yeah.
taping your.
Okay,
I mean,
can I say
the taping
something?
your mouth thing is the trend of the whole
What's the mouth?
breathing.
Oh yeah. 'Cause
is
it changes
breathing
your
through
face
your
shape.
nose.
Here's
yeah.
my thing though. Okay, let's say like the chin things or the results. Like, you know how people online are like, I did this and look at the results. I hate to say it, but like you are the only one that notices the results.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and those aren't real. Yeah, the
And
results.
even,
are
if,
Even
they
if
are,
they're
even
real,
if they're real,
no
I'm
one
like, oh,
notices.
that's such a tiny difference. But sorry, this is like kind of a quick different tangent. I want to be a cute pajama girl.
Okay.
And like, okay,
yeah.
hear me out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to
Are you
bed and I'm
talking
waking.
like button down shirt?
Yeah, like I want to have
shorts?
cute pajama sets.
Silky.
And like right now, I'm wearing like a big t-shirt to bed. Boring.
Boring.
Like, what if I'm wearing cutesy pajamas? I wake up, I'm drinking my coffee. Okay, and was all inspired by my neighbor, who I think is so like, she's just such a dreamy girl. Like, she's just such a cute. She's a teacher, and she's just
Okay.
like always put together and just so cute. And she waters her plants every morning, and she's wearing the cutest pajamas.
That could be you.
And it's like our neighborhood is very like low fences. You see everyone, you see everything. So like I'm going outside in like my ratty t-shirt and sweatpants, and like who cares? It's my house.
It's a choice.
But I'm like, wow. I
You
want to
could-
be a
you could
cute
up your game.
pajama
Yeah.
girl.
I don't know if I like to sleep in pajama sets.
Really? Okay.
I like to be very free in my
Okay.
sleep. However, I love the idea of getting up and having something you
Pajamas
put on
to
to
put
like
on.
drink your coffee
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
puffy eyed. I go to school now. This is like just in the same vein. It's adjacent.
Yeah.
I go to school with to drop off Ophelia.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Clarify.
With eye patches every morning.
And then picture that with a cute pajama set.
and then if you get
You'd
pulled
be
over,
unstoppable.
no, I get out of the car, walk her up
So
to
what?
her
Why
school.
wouldn't you
Eye
do a
patches?
star face?
because that is like, look at my blemish. I have 5
And this
blemishes.
is
Okay.
look at my
This
dark
is-
circles.
It's called self-care. Look it up.
Well, the star patches are like zip patches.
I know they're.
I don't know why
they're
I'm so
getting-
defensive of this.
I don't
know,
either.
They're getting
She
rid
really,
of it, but here's the
you
thing.
would have bought them when you were 10
these
or
these-
11.
if you have under eye circles and you're a mom, there's no like, they're like, yeah, we get it. If you have zits at 34 years old, they're like, what's
Take
wrong
care
with
of
you?
yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Put a mask on before you go
so
to bed at night.
I feel absolutely no shame rocking eye patches, but I think there's a level at which
you're
you have.
falling for it.
I think there's. What are you looking up?
Somebody commented. We don't know who is KW. It's not Karen Ruth
A
White.
dinosaur with 500 teeth, and it must be something where if you look up, you say a name and it's like inappropriate or something.
Maybe.
It just says a dinosaur with 500 teeth.
Uh-huh.
That's all
Don't do it.
says.
Don't do it.
What do you mean?
I just know it's gonna be bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
look.
Like, okay.
Why?
Whoever that is, block them.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well,
yeah.
why?
Yeah.
I don't know. So anyway, monster thing is a trend, and it is women are going to bed frightening, and guys.
Oh,
go to
the
bed
skinny
just like they-
skinny confidential.
Yes, skinny confidentials.
She
where
wigs
What's
me
that?
out.
she's
She's
really-
a podcaster and now she has all these like beauty things and whatever. And like,
she's promoting the whole monster
yeah,
bedtime. Ritual.
I mean, here's the thing. You know what's sad is like, I just want to go on Pinterest at night and look at cute outfits for the next day. Okay. But
Okay.
you know what's left and right is all those
Yeah,
types of things.
I know.
So I can sit here and it's like I can try and fight it, but they're trying to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying
Those
to tell
companies are
us.
just trying to
Yeah.
get in, and it's like every other pin is an advertisement for something that's like,
True.
if you just wear this chin strap
Yeah.
at night, you'll have a defined chin. I'm like, you know what? If you just eat healthy food,
but I
you'll
do want
also
to
just
try
have
the
the body you're
henna,
supposed to have.
henna
I know.
What is that?
freckles or henna.
I've never heard
eyebrows.
that one. That
Yeah.
is
But
interesting.
those are cute because those
But
go
wait.
away.
Yeah.
But
I
are
like
you
that.
putting that on so it soaks in at night or something?
Well,
Mm,
henna,
I
you have
don't
to.
know.
Henna has to sit for like hours.
Here's my thing.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't know
pretty
that.
sure
Then when
I
you get
roll
up, you
around in my
wash it
3.
off,
Like,
and
but it stains.
I'm pretty sure I roll it around
Yeah.
in my sleep. Like I would have like things everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, that is interesting. Well, next news story.
Next.
Okay, we were talking about there's so much in the world of AI right now and eyeglasses.
Okay.
So you saw my Facebook or Meta, they're Meta glasses. Meta partnered with Ray-Ban to come out with the glasses. Warby Parker has now partnered with Google.
Okay.
They're going to come out with
The
glasses.
Pixel, whatever. Or no, that's a phone.
That's a phone.
Okay.
They're just going to come out with kind of
Oh,
like
the
Google, Glass,
Yeah.
but the next version. Warby Parker and Google are partnering. And now OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, OpenAI is partnering with Johnny Ives, who is the designer of the iPhone and
Oh.
iPod.
Okay.
So they've hired this designer team to come
That
out
one's
with
gonna
a
sweep.
product. So here's what I'm wondering. Will we finally say goodbye to our phones?
I won't.
You say that.
I'm not an adapter.
She's not an adapter.
I don't wear Apple watches.
She's a contrarian.
I do not like to adapt. I have an iPhone
You guys
12.
are the
But the
opposite.
fact
You won't
you
do anything.
have-
You won't do anything. I'm right
The
in the middle.
fact you have an iPhone means you have
Well-
adapted because you're not
Okay,
using
yeah, but
a rotary phone.
what I'm saying is like it will take me a
Long
time.
long
She'll be
time.
the lady who's 60 saying,
My thing-
I'm too old to
See,
try
no,
these
I will
new
never believe
My
that
thing
I'm too
with
old.
glasses is I'm supposed to wear mine, and like I genuinely feel claustrophobic. And like there are times, and I think this is interesting. I think our generation is very much moving away to like disconnecting with technology.
Yeah.
True.
And I think Gen Z is going to lead that charge because, like, have you heard the whole thing of brick?
No.
Get bricked. John got it, which is funny because like he's not addicted to his phone. But the whole concept is like instead of like you know how on your phone you can do like the app timeouts and you set screen limits, but like that never works. You're
No.
like
Right.
You're always
pass,
like
You can
pass,
yeah.
still get a
so
in it.
get bricked is this thing where it's literally this like
Oh, that you
little
put your phone in.
magnet and you set it up to where basically when you brick your phone, it deletes all the apps that you set it to delete off your phone. And the only way you can get them back is to getting up and touching the brick. So John removes like Twitter, Zillow, all the things that distract him during the day for work. He bricks it.
So when he gets to work, he
so-
bricks it.
no, so it's at our house. He bricks it. He goes and drives to work. If he wants to open the app,
He
he
has to go
cannot.
back home.
He has to go back home.
Oh, interesting.
And it's such an interesting thing because it's like sometimes you could say like to hold someone accountable, like the brick has to stay in my office so that if you want to do it, like you have to do this.
Right.
And I think that's so genius because
Yeah.
and if you go to click it, it'll literally pop up this thing that's like, this is a distraction. And all these
Right,
people
but he could just go on his laptop. and go to Twitter
I
or
mean,
go to
okay,
whatever.
Sure,
Yeah, but it's the mindlessness.
It's the
of it.
it's the
Yeah.
phone.
And I thought that was
notifications.
it's so interesting, and I was like, that's so smart. But that's what I'm saying. The trend is really to detach more and more. So I
Yeah.
am curious how
to see
this
how
comes into
glasses,
play.
like they're coming out with 3 different companies are coming
Mm.
out with. Now Apple hasn't said glasses, but the fact that Google's making glasses with Warby
But
Parker.
here's what I'll say:
Meta has
Google
glasses.
Glass has been trying to do this for a long time,
But
and
you know
it's
what?
not catching up.
I think
it's
whatever
there.
Apple designs with ChatGPT or OpenAI is going to be the one that wins.
I do too.
Yeah, because they're beautiful in design,
Yeah.
and Johnny Ives
Well,
design.
and
is
like
the
people, I'm
classic.
sorry, the Apple Watch is ugly, but everyone
But
wears
everyone
it.
has it. But it's because
Although
it
the
connects.
Aura ring is
Anything that's going to connect with what you already have,
exactly. I
done.
agree.
Done.
I agree.
Yeah, so interesting. Yeah,
That
that's
But no,
big.
I'm not going to be the 60-year-old who says I'm too old. I'll never be too old. I'll always be smart and savvy. I just don't
Okay,
see the
good.
point.
Yeah, well, bye bye iPhone. That's my prediction.
I
To
would.
you.
Bye bye phones.
She wanted a smaller one today. She's like, I want
Yeah,
a smaller
I
one. I
want
want
a
less
teeny,
phone. And
tiny
you're like,
little phone.
give me.
Tiny phone. Yeah,
Like
the-
I want a
But you
little.
are such a rarity.
me.
Yeah,
Yes, you are a rarity.
you are a rarity.
You
of your,
are
of your
like-
generation. Yes, you are.
Okay,
Yes.
true.
You're a unicorn.
She's such a Gen Xer. You know,
Oh my God. Pioneer.
Anyway, one quick thing.
she's such an iPad kid.
I wish I had an iPad right here. I'd take a picture.
We would
of
have
you.
been iPad kids. We would have.
You would have totally.
I tell John that every day.
iPads would have been a thing.
We
when
would have
you
been
were
the
little.
kids, like, with headphones on at a restaurant. Like,
Yeah.
no, you guys.
No, we
would've.
wouldn't have.
Yeah, we would have.
Hey.
yeah, we would have.
You probably would have.
I think we would have.
Yeah.
You
We'd
would
be
have played the
watching
games
Sesame
with us.
Street. True. Or watching Sesame Street on it. Yeah. So
What's next?
yeah. Well, let's talk about our main news story.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
let's see if I can reach. Let's see if this time it works.
I don't
yeah.
hear it.
No. But I do. I hear it.
Controller's broken again.
Okay.
Good thing we were
So,
walking.
Yeah,
shoes.
good thing we're walking here. But we're talking about talk-worthy touch points. I was going to say touch-worthy talk points, but talk-worthy touch points. So this came up because I just learned about
I did too, to be fair.
Borelli
No,
pasta.
barilla.
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 We can't even say
Barilla.
it, but it's the pasta. Barelli.
If you don't know it, yes, you do. It's like the one pasta you
main brand
probably
It's a
pasta.
blue, dark blue box,
Oh,
and it has a little Italian flag on the top and
Yeah.
like an oval.
So there's a brand of pasta called Borelli.
Barilla.
barilla.
Barilla. Barilla.
There's an I.
Barilla.
No, there's not today.
It's an A.
It's an A.
Okay, so Barilla pasta, just like omnipresole.
That got me so good.
I need to order more of that. So if you're cooking pasta, you may not know this, but different types of pasta need to cook for different lengths
I
of
didn't
time.
know that.
Like you did
I mean,
know,
it's funny
because think
most
about it.
people
Who
think you
sets a
just-
timer and like
Nobody sets a timer.
That's-
I just
They
tasted
boil
it
water
every-
and then they
yeah.
start tasting it. But if you're cooking angel hair, then it's like 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
If you're cooking,
rigatoni takes a long time. And those
Rigatoni's so
thick
thick.
shells, oh,
Yeah.
those thick shells
They're
take
thick.
forever.
they take forever. So it takes like
Yeah.
4 songs. So that's what Borelli came up with. They came out with a playlist on Spotify.
It's
You go to
Barilla.
Spotify and you look at their playlist.
It's
maybe
really
some-
clever.
Yeah,
it's a really
very
okay. The whole
clever.
idea is that basically they created different playlists for the different types of pasta. And when the playlist is done, that means your pasta is done. So listen to the names of these: Absolute Carbonara, Mixtape Spaghetti,
Love it.
Boom Bap Fusilli,
But
Moody
Boom Bap.
Day Linguine, Pleasant Melancholy Penne, Best Song Penne, Top Hits Spaghetti, Timeless Emotion Fusilli, and Simply Classics Linguine. These are some of them.
Okay, so give me one of the ones. what's a
So-
long playlist and how many songs? Let's
I
see.
think Penne takes a little bit.
Penne is a long. How many songs?
So this is 1, 2, 3,
5
5
songs.
songs.
So 5 songs, and
Some
each
of 'em
song is
are,
like
Like
3 to
2
4
minutes, 3 minutes, almost 3 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay, so you've got like 15 minutes of
Yeah,
cook time.
And I'm pretty sure they're all Italian.
Yeah.
And so you're like getting in the mood but how smart is that? Because even now, if you're not using Barilla pasta,
You're going to go to this playlist
Mhm.
now, all of you.
well, if
and
it was
you're
a
going to
pleasant
play
experience,
this.
because I've done it before, it's not a new thing. I'm really shocked you guys didn't know about it.
I didn't
I
know
don't
about
cook.
this.
Um,
She goes, when I order
and
pasta,
yeah, it's always made.
but I
It's
love it
very
because I
simple.
think it's so. I don't know if you taught me this, maybe, But like John and I always listen to the music of the type of food we're cooking.
Yes,
so
if
like
you're cooking Italian
last
food,
night, like
you
we
guys
did.
are the most whimsical couple.
It's so fun.
I'm
So
not
like
saying no.
we made Korean beef. John makes the best Korean
and what
bulgogi
music
bowls.
did you play?
And he did Asian
K-pop?
fusion, and it was
Oh,
like
I
so
was like,
fun.
K-pop.
Or like Greek. We made Greek chicken the other night, and so we did like Greek.
Mediterranean.
What do you call that?
mandolin,
And it was
mandolin music.
and it was so fun. But I love that this is like, oh, when it's done, because also
Except for Spotify is going to automatically play the next song. and
True.
I'm not going
You
to know.
can't- no, you can-
Taylor,
say-
that's so true.
No, you can say
You
only
can
this
say turn
playlist.
that off, yeah.
Because
but
here's
I
what-
wouldn't.
no, I would.
And
I
then your
would forget.
pasta turns to mush.
No, because what's also interesting is I won't say her full name. I won't say her legal name, but Lexi.
Oh.
Alexa. If you like, I'm sorry, I'm done with her.
Me too.
I can't live without her, but I'm done with her.
I
Like
can live
her
without her.
It's a bad
timers are
relationship.
driving me nuts. I don't want to hear it. She never listens when I say stop. So I'm like, oh, a little.
This is the Amazon Alexa, by the way. I just needed to say it.
Well, you know what's happening right now? It's the rise of the robots, and she's going to come after you. because
But
you
here's
said
what
this.
I'll say really quick about robots.
I
and
dropped mine off the top of my
I
fridge.
know-
She's crippled.
I know.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, Piper just started learning how to say it. Yeah, so we're-
Oh.
You can mute it.
Yeah.
Mute
Okay.
the microphone.
But anyways, what I was gonna say about the robots, really quick tangent. We're watching the new Andor, which is like the Star Wars show. If I had a little cutie pie robot that looked like that, I would love it. Why are
Do
we
you
trying to
know
make them
I
look like
have one?
humans?
I have
don't know.
Astro. You could take Astro. Astro would work in your house, and it's basically an Alexa
Astro is
iPad.
needy.
But
Really?
Yeah.
Astro is so cute. He has cute little eyes.
Yeah, like let's
he
make
rolls
more
around the
robots like that. I
house.
wouldn't mind.
Like, give me Wally.
Totally.
Where's Evie?
I don't know. Wally's kind of annoying.
I never saw that movie.
Wally is Astro.
Yeah.
So let's go back. Let me reel them back in, back to our touch points. So this is a great touch point that Borelli Pasta has come up with.
We are saying
she
it wrong.
is-
Barella.
We
Barella.
she
Eh,
and
I'm
it's
trying to
not
be collective
The
here.
Barilla,
world is saying
but
it wrong.
Barilla is what you'd say.
Yeah. Tell me if you guys pronounce that differently.
You're saying Borelli, but it's Barilla.
It's like gorilla.
I
Gorilla.
don't think it's Barella.
It's Barilla.
There you go.
Okay.
Mangia la mela.
Mangia di mela. That's what it was.
Mangia la pasta.
Il
what was that?
ragazzi mangia la pasta.
Il ragazzi de mangia
Ale,
di
ale,
mela.
ale. I'm just saying all the languages now.
I
that
mean,
know.
we've
Okay.
got to have lost every
We've
lost
single
everyone.
person
So,
listening to this.
what? Speaking of languages, one of the companies doing a lot with these touch points that everyone's talking about is the dang owl on Duolingo.
Mhm.
They're doing all kinds of
I
funny
think
things.
his name is Ollie.
I don't even know. It's funny. I do Duolingo almost daily. I skipped it yesterday, so my
Oh,
little
his name
owl
is Duo.
Oh.
Duo.
Okay.
That's lame. They could have been more creative. Duolingo, don't you think?
Yeah.
Duo? That's a lame name.
But then the whole thing is, Dua Lipa, the singer, they did this whole thing of Dua Lipa and they did this whole, I mean, like,
Duolingo.
they're doing the most. And it's interesting because it is true. Like, Gen Z is, I feel like Duolingo is the main
Oh
app. No one's talking about the other
no, no one's talking about
language.
What are the other
Babbel.
ones?
Yeah.
Babbel,
Rosetta Stone.
not Jump Street. That's the.
Jumpstart.
There's
I don't
one
know.
called Jump something.
But
Jump
they're so
Speak, I
creative
think.
because they
Oh.
continue to do creative things. It's not just like, oh, we have a cute owl. It's like the owl is constantly doing stuff on TikTok and Reels and like,
Yeah, they're making the owl a
never
character,
seen it.
really?
which is you've never seen the owl.
And the whole thing,
Yeah, but I don't have Instagram anymore and I've never been
and the
on
whole thing is the
TikTok, so-
Duolingo's
I don't
owl
mean-
mascot initially announced his own death in a viral marketing campaign, which is all a hoax. It was like Duo's dead, and it was the whole thing. It was just said
First
like,
of all, does that even look like an owl that's frozen? No.
Is that him?
Yeah,
oh yeah, that
that's my
looks like a
owl. Zero
skull.
freezes left. I skipped.
That's not it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not the camera.
I skipped last night, and
She's
you
so
see the
lucky.
big icon up there, and it's a frozen, supposedly an owl, but it looks more like a I don't even know. But
But
the
they
little
use all these
owl-
pop culture things to just basically stay in the zeitgeist and like it's a news headlines and
everyone talks about the owl on Duolingo. So it's one of these things that's a touch point. Playlists can be a touch point, which I love when we talk about playlists. You said, was it Casper mattress?
Casper Mattress has like a sleep zen playlist. Actually,
Smart.
surprisingly, a lot of companies do these playlists.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Missouri is a jewelry company and they have golden hour jewelry playlist.
Love that.
Glossier. Is it Glossier or Glossier?
Glossier.
They have curated playlists of beauty and chill or like calm aesthetic and all these of like when you're getting ready, like getting ready
and who's
playlists.
the company that has like a techno
Oh,
Red Bull.
Red Bull
Oh, Red
has
Bull
a
has a
EDM
playlist.
energy.
So if
I was
you
like,
go
that's
to your
interesting.
favorite brands and look at their playlists on Spotify, you'll see a lot of brands coming up with their own playlists, which is funny to think back even 20 years ago. We used to walk into a Starbucks and it was always the cool music that was playing at Starbucks. So you wanted to buy the CD
Yeah.
Okay, I
at the
remember
counter.
vividly
The
at
little
the
cards.
the cards.
Me
I
too.
remember walking into the Starbucks on Wadsworth, and which it still holds.
Yeah,
That's
it
a good
still
Starbucks.
hits. Yeah.
I got the Amos Lee card,
Amos Lee.
Totally.
and I was listening to his album last week, and I was like, this album is still so good,
Yeah.
and it's
So
so
Starbucks.
nostalgic.
Yeah.
Amos Lee, first of all, if you've never heard songs from Amos Lee, he's so good. All his go to Spotify and just put Amos Lee playlist, and it's great. But Starbucks was kind of early
Yeah.
on that, creating the atmosphere.
Yeah,
So here,
giving you something
always have a
else to look
battle of
forward to
music.
when you go there, not
Yeah.
just the product.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And it's something you kept talking about because I remember having the Amos Lee CD
Yeah.
and I would play that and I'd always think of, oh, we got this at Starbucks. Like we discovered Amos Lee at Starbucks, which is funny. And so at the Village, you could go to Spotify and type in Chillin' at the Village and you should find a playlist.
And
I'm wondering
then
if
you can use it when you're co-working at home.
Yeah. And it's just like the vibe from the Village.
Yeah.
Like we have, although
It's
there's
just
always
like
a battle,
reminders of like, oh, I like this playlist. Oh, it's either you're thinking about being at the Village or you're telling someone, oh, it's this co-working playlist that I work in. It's and like you're saying, it's not necessarily tied to something monetary,
Yeah.
but it's like creating those touch points. Like, for example, you know, Oreo, how they do all the weird collabs. It's like
Yeah.
rainbow jelly bean Oreos. It's really like they're not selling, although actually they probably do sell a lot of those
I bet they
weird
sell
ones
a
to like
lot of
try.
those, yeah.
But I think it's like, and everyone's like, oh, it's such a bad idea.
It's
It's like
stay
press.
in
It's to
the
stay.
news.
It's to
It's
stay
to
in the
stay
news.
talk worthy.
And
getting
that's a
people talking
larger
about
scale
you.
staying in the news, but like, how can you stay in the news? Like, how can you stay in your customers' brains?
Right.
Yeah, like what other things have you thought of for touch points other than a playlist for here?
Well, here, the magnets are a big one.
True.
Everyone steals our magnets out of our bathroom because they love them. They're funny. So now I've created 64 different magnets that I just created on Canva.
Wow.
And then I'm going to put like stacks of them that if people want to take them, because now it has our website at the bottom of them.
Yeah.
So now it's a touch point you can take with you. But people take pictures of our magnets. They take pictures of our bathrooms. So it's like the bathrooms are a touch point. Our
Yeah.
signs. The other day, we were trying to come up with
That's
a
true.
clever Wi-Fi sign. Instead of just Wi-Fi network and password, I said, you two, your assignment is to come up with something clever that is talk worthy, that people would want to take a picture of because it's so cute and brilliant. You came up with one that I love so much. Do you remember what it says?
Yeah, it says I was looking for a love connection, but the Wi-Fi was more stable.
And then it
And
just
it's like
has
this
our
so
And
good.
it's just the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi network
information.
and password. And already people have come up going, oh my gosh, it's so funny. And they've taken pictures
Yeah.
of it. And I say,
Or
you
even
know,
like on your
it's
website,
good.
you've done this for years, like 15 years on your website or on your voicemail. It used to say, like, press 1 to talk to whoever, press 2 to press 3 for a virtual vacation. And then
Yeah.
it would, if you press 3, it was just like seagulls.
Seagulls and
and
ocean
ocean
sounds.
waves.
That was
That was like
20
20
years
That's what
ago.
I mean.
yeah.
But like, that was so funny. And people would always talk about that.
And we would hear our
everyone-
office phone ring, and then they wouldn't ring our extensions because they were going to the vacation one. We would hear people call over and over because they were going to the virtual vacation. So yeah, it could be that. It could be on your contact us page. You know, we have, I think right now it says ringy dingy or clickety click.
But it's like,
it's branded with
but I do
our
feel like
with
this
your
shifted a
voice.
little bit
Voice.
to from curation to just touch points.
well, it's like how do you curate them?
Yeah.
Like a playlist is good. A book list would be
Mhm.
interesting if you had like
like
I
a
would
book
love
club, like
almost
Village
like
Book Club or
Village Book
something.
Club, and it's all like the gathering or the art of gathering is a
Okay.
book. Work, the future of work. Like if we curated a list of books that tied in with our industry, that could work. You know, if you think about I'm trying to think of other companies.
Or like, I'm trying to think of, let's say you're a jewelry company, like you create style guides.
luxury books, luxury magazines.
That, or like style guides, like this is really curating, but like you're creating mood boards. And like if your style is more traditional, this, and you create mood boards with outfits, and then like your jewelry in those pictures, to then you like see how
True.
or like something like
What
that.
about
Was
Pinterest boards?
Pinterest boards are huge for companies.
Yeah, because I
And
mean,
they
we've
show-
had a Pinterest board for the Village for a long time, and
But
it's
now-
all stuff that we've wanted to buy.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
now Pinterest is
but-
being used as like companies have published public boards, and it's like showing how their jewelry or their
Can be
Out
whatever
wild,
can
yeah.
be,
yeah.
and that's like very curated of like, you can be like, how can I style this, or how can I this? which I think is
Yeah,
interesting.
because it's about like, okay, so I bought this product for a reason. It caught my eye, but the reason I'm gonna go back is blank.
Or it could be that you didn't purchase yet. You're a potential customer,
Yeah.
but you like the vibe or the lifestyle of that brand. So you're following them in other areas. Eventually, when you have a need, you are more likely to
Yeah.
purchase. So,
or like running
it could
shoe
be.
companies. Like I've seen a shoe company that if you go, they have curated workouts.
Oh, cool.
So it's like you
Oh.
go and it's like, here's your running, like for a 15-minute run. They do their playlist
Oh, it's
for
a
your run,
playlist.
or they also do like workouts. Like here's a
Workouts, yeah.
15-minute stretch before you whatever. And it's like you're
like that.
getting then you like you're saving their pin or you're saving their Instagram reel to then go back to and do that stretch. And then
Yeah.
it's like another things in your mind.
And
which is
I
just
mean,
interesting.
which is interesting because I'm even thinking of when you do events, when you have a business that's a physical brick and mortar, you're trying to think of things that I always think of picture worthy, because then you're going to look at that picture
Mhm.
again. You're going to tell other people about it. You're going to show other people.
Yeah.
But those are just touch points.
I think other
that are
curated things,
talkable.
which I think could be brought back in a unique way, are like community boards. Because right now it's like community boards. I think the interface needs to change a little bit. But like there's this whole thing about like the Nona's Wall of
yeah.
Fame or whatever. And it was like
Okay, I
the
love this
pasta.
one.
If I could
Was
find
this
it.
another Italian
Yeah, and it was basically
It
like
was saying post a picture of your Italian
Grandma.
grandmother trying your pasta.
like trying your Nona would approve wall, and it's like create a digital wall where people upload photos of their real Italian grandmas reacting to their pasta, and then like you could gamify it, like Nona with the best reaction wins a year supply of pasta or something
So
like that.
that would be an idea if you owned an Italian
Yes,
pasta
but
or
could you do it?
sauce
Let's say you're a
company.
mom company, like could you create some sort of boards
Your
of like
baby doing this.
yeah, or even like mom advice, or like trying to create this sense of community for moms if your product is
Yeah.
that, or if your company is focused on moms, like are you going back and creating this experience for moms or community for moms, which is what they're
Right.
looking for, but it's actually just a brand.
Yeah.
Which like I'm trying to think of apps that do this, like that are baby products. Like not even if it's a company that's for moms to connect, but it's like a baby product and they have these
Yeah.
things. Or like Frida, you know, Frida
Yeah.
Baby. Oh my goodness. Talk about good marketing. Frida
Really?
Baby
I
and
don't know
Frida
Frida
Mom
Baby.
has the best social media and marketing
Really?
ever.
Why?
And they're everywhere. Like first they're
Funny,
hilarious.
clever. Okay.
Clever, like so clever.
Frida, F-R-I-E-D-A.
Like Frida
FRIDA.
Kahlo.
Yeah.
Frida Kahlo.
And they do like the funniest things, and then also they're just everywhere. Like this Frida nose sucker, you know that?
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
they have
Frida?
a bunch of different things. Now they have humidifiers, toothbrushes, teethers, like toilet seats. It's like everything,
Yeah.
baby. But anyways, what's interesting is when we were in the hospital with Milo, they like when he had RSV, they gave us a Frida nose sucker kit. Like Frida's just taking over the
Yeah.
world. But anyways, they have the funniest social media. I'm trying to like.
I mean, it's kind of like Pop-Tarts has
Yes.
amazing social media. I don't know how they've just curated SaaS is what they've curated, because Pop-Tarts
I can't look at this.
is one of those that just does SaaS social media.
Yeah.
But people talk about it. It's
They're
talk-worthy.
reposting it. They're
People are
it's okay.
talking about it, and
Okay,
even
well,
if they don't
anyway,
eat Pop-Tarts.
check out Frida Baby Instagram. It's
Frida
really good.
Baby.
Or
Oh,
just-
so it's
yeah.
just called Free. Oh no, it is.
But they
Frida
do like
Baby.
funny posts of like what's in your purse. And it's like this really cute display, but it's like a breast pump, like nipple butter, like lip gloss, or like.
Yeah.
But then they do funny. They do like informational things of like when your babies come in. They do like weird social media posts. Anyways, they're really funny.
Check it out.
Just
So
know.
that is, it's like, yeah. How else can you curate?
But I'm trying to think of
How do you keep people
curated.
talking about your brand
Mhm.
and thinking of ways? Because yeah, regardless of your industry, if you were a realtor, there's probably a lot of things you could start curating for your customers.
Like this is genius, and I
What?
came up with this, so I'm a genius. But so my friends Amanda and AJ, he's a firefighter, and they own a moving company called Firefighter Movers, or
I
Yeah.
think it is firefighter movers.
Fireman movers.
Fireman Movers. And anyways, and we were coming up with like what are creative touch points you can leave with your customers, and we were coming up with ideas. And I said it would be so cute. You know how when you're moving in somewhere, usually a realtor will leave you with like a package or like a little gift basket or whatever. I was like, what if you left like fire tips, like house safety tips on a cute magnet or something?
Cute.
And it was like fire safety tips, but then it had fireman movers at the bottom. Or you created like you could do a funny playlist of like all fire songs, like
That
Yeah.
would be funny.
Fireburn
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But like you
For
leave
unpacking.
like
Like
you
this is your
yeah.
unpacking playlist.
Play-
And then I said also
That would
include
be
a
cute.
checklist of like moving tips. So like I said it would be a full thing of okay, you're a moving company, you usually contact them and you set a date. Once they set a date, they emailed this PDF that was like, here are our top moving tips. And it was like things of like when you're packing plates, put a styrofoam like barrier in between each one, or just like fun moving tips that they can provide, which is so smart because everyone's always looking for those.
And you could put that on your website as a downloadable PDF because we were talking about that of what are downloadable lead magnets, we call them.
Yeah.
But they're downloadable freebies that aren't necessarily your product.
Yeah.
As much as it is tips for your customer.
The reason I give that example is it's not as flashy. It's not like, oh, this is fun to tell music, but it's like fire safety tips. And if you make it like a cute enough graphic or whatever, and then it's fireman movers, like that's a touch point that can be remembered. It's maybe not so glitzy and
but you know what?
flashy,
They could create a playlist for unpacking. Love that one. Dance while you're unpacking and then do a QR code somewhere that people scan.
But they were helpful. They didn't just provide the service you called to pay for.
Yeah.
They were helpful beyond that.
Mhm.
So it says something about their character and it says like next time I need to move, like why wouldn't I?
And I said something like, especially standing out in an industry like that where a lot of movers are the same and a lot of them tend to be like unreliable or whatever. But I was like, you could even have something where sending the day before the move, you say you give 3 headshots of the guys that are coming. You say, here are the guys that are coming tomorrow. Here's a quick intro. It shows their names.
Firefighters, everyone.
But it shows their names. They're showing up in all blue or all red or whatever. And it's like,
they should do pay extra for us to take our shirts off.
Totally. But I was like, that's a touch point where they would be like, wow, that's
finest.
Yeah.
I'll just keep talking. But like they I'll wait. But you were so that kid. But then they're like, that's a experience that was so different than other movie companies that they're like, wow, that was such a good experience that I'm going to suggest you to blank.
Because we have a moving company here called A Move Handled with Care, and Sierra and Paige, and they focus on moving seniors.
Mm-hmm.
So they do things that are
they'll help downsize.
Yes.
Pack.
And they help them just dealing with a lot of their stuff, probably a lot of hoarding, a lot of stuff, helping them move with a little more care. They might be more nervous. So that would be another one. They could provide helpful tips for adjusting or ways to stay connected with your family. Maybe you give them, I don't know, tips on technology setup after move. I don't know. So you'd have to brainstorm on what are some touch points that you could do and then curate those for your customers, because we have one on our website on our events page that you can download.
Yes.
And it's if you're planning an event, regardless of the type of event, but 6 months before, here's a list of things you should do. Then 3 months before, here's a list of things you should do.
Mm-hmm.
Here's links to things to help you plan the best party. You know, if you're hiring a DJ, questions to ask, all those kind of things that we can curate questions, whether you have your event with us or not. It's so you can think of things like that, but it's staying in touch with those customers and usually collecting their email address to keep in touch with them after.
Yeah.
So fun.
It is fun.
So I'm the playlist.
Also,
I do think social media, we should have a QR code scan here to go to the Village playlist.
I also think just because this can be overwhelming and some people aren't as creative geniuses as all of us. No, I'm just kidding. But like if you go to ChatGPT, literally say like, here's my business. Like what are some fun curated touch points that I can create, or what's some curated content, or what's a campaign strategy? Because I think a lot of people listen to this and they're like, well, yeah, that's fun for that. But like my business is
business is boring.
But
like,
no, everyone says that. And it's like, I don't care if you sell insurance. There's ways you can
and you don't have to do it
content.
fun. Again, like you're saying, it doesn't have to be
voice,
flashy because sometimes that's not your industry.
Yeah, exactly.
But it just needs to be, okay, yeah, they bought this service, but what's one thing I could do extra to show them like,
don't you think everybody could come up with a playlist? Any industry?
Yeah. Is it going to be worth your time? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But
like
maybe
if
not.
you're a
Could
tax
you?
attorney, like maybe
money. Any song that has word money in it?
Love
it.
But even, okay, this is
dinero. Who's that remind you of?
J-Lo?
No. We had a client back in the Social Connects days that was all about, she started.
Dawn.
Yes.
Dalby.
She started every one of her podcasts with that song. Dinero. Yeah.
Funny.
So yeah, get out there, curate some music, some playlists. I love the ideas. Yeah.
I might cook pasta tonight.
Okay. Yeah, she
She's
might actually
feeling
cook
great.
that. Look, the playlist
chefing it
inspired
up.
her.
Have I?
No, but you did.
You've been what?
You went through like a solid 10 days where like you were making stuff.
I did. I lasted like a good
Like
work
she
week.
baked
Of
like little
cooking?
homemade
See, no,
biscuits.
I will bake
Which is crazy.
because it's science.
Yeah.
It
okay.
is
I will do
science. The
anything that is like
chemistry.
put this amount into this amount and do it
Do you want to
this
make me a
order.
zucchini bread?
Yes, I will bake.
Wait, what is the
So I'm not
book?
a baker.
Chemistry of
Lessons in
Lessons
chemistry.
in
Lessons
chemistry.
in Chemistry.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
I read it.
Oh my
The
gosh.
the
I read it before.
show
So good.
was so good. The show was good.
Yeah, the show
You
was,
never
the
read the
show
book.
was really
No, I never
good.
read the
Yeah.
book. I just watched the
I haven't seen the show, but
so
really
good.
like it.
Wow,
I
you
like
would love
but
it.
science, like I can do science.
Baking is
Numbers that make
science.
sense. Cooking?
Cooking is an art.
Mhm.
It's an art.
No. I'm here for sustenance.
Baking?
Well, like I don't bake that often. It's
Oh.
like I'm
I'm
here.
not.
You have to eat though, and
Yeah.
I eat for sustenance. I'm not here
You
trying
just
to make
eat
it
nuts
good.
and grains. Yeah.
And grass and
Grass
like
and-
acorns and
yeah,
stuff.
that's all she eats. So okay, to end our podcast, let's try something.
Is it our favorite things?
Either your favorite.
Oh.
Okay, you could do your favorite
last
things
three
or the last
transactions.
transactions. Is
I
it
like the
last
last three
transactions on
transactions.
Amazon?
Or just in general?
Just in general, like you have to go through your bank statements, which
Oh,
hello,
okay,
where's my
that's
phone?
hard.
Wait, your last 3 things you bought on your credit card.
Yeah.
Well, they
Or-
came like kind of fun, like your Amazon.
Or Amazon.
Does anybody see my phone? Help! It
No.
was behind me. Do you
It
see it
was
on
right,
the floor?
It was right here.
Do you see it on
Are
the
you sitting on it?
So awkward.
Dang it.
I
Wow.
have no idea.
I don't either. I don't see it
Oh,
anywhere.
That's really sad.
So you're gonna
The
Try to remember.
because mine are hedge fund transfer.
I know, do fun ones.
Another hedge fund transfer.
Like I bought a pair of pink pants.
You know what? I'm proud of you because that you are
I am.
She is the
diligent. Here's the
hedge.
thing.
She is
I
the
have-
investing queen.
I'm an investing queen. I have many accounts.
Yeah.
I have finally come to a point where I've curated my life to be where I can comfortably live the way I want to live and know that I have lots of money stored away for my
And
future.
You made
And
it.
I feel good about
don't
it.
you
And my
remember when you
daughters.
hit that point where it became almost this competitive thing of how fast can I build wealth?
Yeah. I
Just by
change my
socking
goal
away a
every time.
little-
Every time they're like, you can reach this goal, because you're like, all right, I want to have like this many $100,000 in this many years. And
Yeah.
they're like, you're off track. And I'm like, add more. And then once I get on track, they're like, you're on track. I'm like, I want to be off track again. Push myself.
That's why Duolingo works for me.
Yeah.
It's competitive.
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay. Mine are
okay.
way too
Okay, well,
boring.
I bought a pair of pink pants.
Uh,
Does anyone
And
want
then
to
what?
comment on
And-
that?
yeah,
yeah.
let's comment on the
You-
pink pants that you bought. They're very cute. And then you spilled something
Okay.
on them.
Okay. Okay.
Chocolate.
And what
I bought a
lesson
pair
did
of
you
pink
learn?
pants, which is crazy for me. Taylor's being my stylist lately. She's trying to help me dress outside the box. Anyway, so I bought a pair of pink barrel jeans and I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so cute. And I'm wearing them and I'm like, I can't wait to show Taylor. And then I spilled my breakfast on them and then I tried to Clorox wipe them and then I think I ruined them. And now they're sopping wet sitting in a chair over there
What's
because
funny is you got out of the car and you said, I wiped it off with Clorox wipes. I go, Clorox bleach? And you go, I don't think it has bleach in it. I was like,
And it
I'm
didn't.
pretty sure if it's Clorox, it has some
It-
bleach in it, but it did say no bleach.
yeah, it did say no bleach, but then I Googled it and it was like, yeah, those are going to like,
Still lighten it.
so anyways, that was a fun purchase.
you purchased like 18 things yesterday and kept one?
Yeah, I've returned all of them, but that's just what I do. I'm like a mega returner.
Okay.
And it's kind of my superpower because a lot of companies get you because they're like, they won't return anything. I do.
She does.
Yeah,
I
she
really
does.
do.
She's one that they're going to ban from, like, you've returned too many items.
But like they're with the tags on.
I can only think of 2 my recent purchases. And they're not through Amazon. I don't have Amazon.
Oh, like just
Okay, I got a really cute pair of shoes that are leather platform
you got
embroidered
those?
stitched shoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said you wanted
then
to
I
get
got a
those.
new
speaking of
suitcase.
shoes. Wait,
A
which
new
this will be
suitcase.
interesting and a
'Cause she's going
tip,
to
a
Iceland.
tangible tip. We went to a cobbler,
We went to a cobbler.
and that
See
was
these
one of my
shoes?
last
Wow,
purchases.
those
Oh,
are
yeah, I never saw. Wait, let me see the
Okay.
bottoms, how they turned out.
wow,
it rubber?
cork or
rubber.
And
So this, I
Shout
walked at a
out-
conference. It's to Renew, RENU.
RENU
Renew
here
shoe
in
repair.
Centennial.
Renew shoe
Fantastic.
repair. We
This
have a cobbler.
entire base was just falling off because I walked way too many miles in them. And they're not expensive boots, but I love them. And I was like, I don't want to go buy new ones. And I don't like that the heel is plastic and I sound like a horse every
Clippity-clop
time I'm
coming
on
down the
anything
hall.
but carpet.
Yeah.
And so he changed the base, he re-sewed, he polished. They look
I mean,
brand
I
new.
told you, I found this guy a couple years
But
ago.
I
and
would
was
have
like, "He's
assumed, and
brilliant."
I would have assumed that you only bring something to a cobbler if they're like Louboutins or like crazy
No.
Jimmy Choos or whatever. And I had a pair of flats that I've literally had for over 15 years, which is really crazy.
Yeah.
And I love wearing them to work events because they're super comfortable. They're easy. They're like professional.
Mules.
They're
yeah.
little
Cute.
mules, but they're like carpet almost. Like they
They're
look
cute.
like a magic carpet. I call them my magic carpet shoes. And every time I wear them, I get compliments. Like I love wearing them to work conferences, whatever. And they started deteriorating on the inside, and the company doesn't even exist anymore.
So you can't buy a new
So I can't
pair.
buy a new pair. And I was just like, oh, I'm so sad. And you were like, oh, take them to a
Take 'em
cobbler.
to my cobbler.
And like they weren't expensive shoes, but it was so worth it to get new rubber soles, completely redid the inside with leather, and now they'll last.
And that's why I always say, if people say I have shoes that I love so much because they're so comfortable, they're already broken in, is it worth it? And how much is it worth to get those?
Because I said in
shoes
my
again?
mind, like I had a number and it was less than that. I was like,
yeah.
no problem.
If you had to go find them again and buy them again and break them in, you're going to pay again? But you couldn't even buy those again. So then you're like, all right, what's it worth? Put a price, go in and see, and they're cheaper.
So
I got these
Oh,
these
yeah.
earrings.
tell them about the earrings. That's pretty cool.
The earrings are fun. What? Just
It's such a smart design. Like hold it
have
up
a
to the
little
camera.
pendant, like a little
Oh, that
daisy
slides on. You can
that can,
change.
or so you can just have the link. So hard to see. But I think I'm more excited about my favorite things.
Oh, okay, do
Okay.
that then.
You forced me.
Wait, what are your favorite things? Just like as of recently, or
Yeah.
what?
Do you have a
Like
favorite
what
thing?
are your?
Well, I don't have one. Okay, you
You're
said
kidding.
you had one. I do actually, but I have to remember it because
my
I was-
Amazon purchases recently,
What
like-
are they? Oh
uh,
no, I
like-
lost my pendant. Bad
Look.
design.
battery holder. I was very excited about this. The battery smart holder. It's a thing that holds like 500 batteries. So we go through so many batteries here. So I bought this case, and you put all your AAA, AA, C batteries, D batteries. So you can see when you're starting to run out instead of waiting until you run out and go, we don't have any batteries anywhere. And we have to order them ASAP.
That's fair.
You know, it'd be a
Yeah.
good segment. We could talk about this off.
Okay,
But
but
then
here's
what?
I have a
this
good
was
one.
what I was thinking about. Is my favorite thing is always in like an audio thing. I'm not on an audiobook kick right now.
Yeah.
But I'm on there. I don't even know what you'd call them, like long form content, audio content. Like it's
Podcasts?
Rob Bell.
Oh,
Podcasts.
But they're
Isn't
like
that a
3
podcast?
hours. It's like 3 and
Is
a
it
half
part of
hours.
his Rob
It's
Bell
not on his podcast
okay.
platform. It's like he recorded like a 3 or 4 hour thing, and then you go to this other platform and purchase it and listen to it in like chunks, sort of.
What's it called?
This one's called "Find Me a Straight River." It
Oh, I
was
like that idea.
So good.
Which have you noticed that now there's this whole term of calling like I don't remember how, but it's all about like slowing down your life. Like bake a cookie recipe that takes 48 hours and like listen to a long form like read a 500-page book. Like and it's all about like slowing down. Like we like, especially I would say the older generations are very like, go, go, go. We're so busy. We're so this. And it was like this new generation is like trying to slow things down.
You listen to everything at 2 times speed. You listen to like 7 podcast episodes before you even get in the car to come to work.
Yes.
No wonder you're overstimulated.
Her poor brain.
But hold on, I got.
Oh, you know
5
what?
I have 5 notifications. I just
I did listen to a podcast this morning. It's an old episode of Radiolab called Sleep. It was like about sleep. It was fascinating to listen about. Here's my fun fact. Okay, so I did my favorite things, my purchases, and my fun fact, and then
Wait,
we
what
can
was
go.
your favorite
Yeah.
things? Oh,
By Rob Bell.
okay.
Find Me a Straight River. Everyone should listen to it.
Find
It's a fan.
Me a Straight River by Rob Bell.
It is
Okay.
so good for no matter where you're at in your life. It's just like it's good philosophy.
Yeah, that life is about twists,
Yeah.
not straight.
Yeah,
the
just
concept.
the idea of being present and patient, and yeah, it's so good. I also just have loved him for 20 years.
Yeah.
I love him. And he's just
He's a great
evolved.
storyteller.
He's a great storyteller, and he's fantastic
He's a
modern day
little-
philosopher.
He gets a little whacked sometimes, I feel
In what way?
like just he goes off on tangents and laughs kind of I don't know. There's something about him. I'm like, he sometimes I can't listen to him for too long. And then I come back and go, okay, I really like this episode. Like the other day, I went back to the Numa videos, his very first Numa videos. And I was like, wow, I'm sending this to these people that needed to hear this lesson. Like he has good object lessons that he tells stories to.
But even then, I
make
think
the
I'd
point.
watch a Numa and be like, this is a well-produced video, but it does not resonate with me anymore.
Interesting.
But he's
Yeah.
evolved. I feel like I've evolved with him.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. But fun fact, listen to Radiolab podcast about sleep. Dolphins.
My phone.
Wait a second.
Wait. Did I just perform a magic trick? Wait, seriously?
Michael.
Just pulled it out.
Wait, seriously? You
Michael.
I did.
Michael, it was a Carbonara effect.
checked. Taylor,
I checked.
please help me. Okay, I just performed live magic.
Anyway, okay. You listen to a book about sleep
Dolphins.
or dolphins?
So sorry.
Wow.
A lot of mammals, actually, a lot of birds, reptiles, lizards, and sea creatures are unilateral brain operating when they sleep.
Oh,
So
interesting.
half of their brain is awake and half of their brain is asleep,
Interesting.
and then they'll
For protection.
switch for
Yeah.
protection.
Mm.
And terrestrial mammals are the only ones who don't do that.
I believe Dad is that first type.
Yeah.
What?
No, I
Like
do
he
believe.
stays awake
Oh,
half his
yeah.
brain.
Yeah, but I think
in
when
case
you
he hears a
are
noise.
created in the same lab as Jason Bourne, you have to be.
Yeah.
And
that is
so
he is.
that's
Yeah.
him. But but dolphins also are conscious breathers. They don't like we don't.
No, that makes me sad
No,
for
wait,
dolphins.
they have
No,
to
wait. Why
think
is this sad?
about
They have to
breathing.
think about breathing.
Well, they live underwater, but they can't breathe through gills, so they have to just
That's
rise to the
so
surface,
sick.
breathe, go back under. They can hold their breath longer than we can, but they're conscious breathers. So think about it. You're sleeping underwater. You're a conscious breather. How does that work? Also, they sleep 8 hours a day. So they have to do this thing where half of their brain shuts
Oh,
off
so even in
and
their
they stay
sleep, they go
close
up.
to the surface, and then they just rise every like 30 minutes or something
Wow.
and do that. And
Do
then,
some dolphins drown because of
No.
that? Okay.
no,
Interesting.
it is crazy. And then like ducks will do it where one of their eyes are open and then they'll turn 180 and close the other one. So it's like because they switch sides
That's
of
how
their
I read
brain.
books.
Yeah.
That is interesting. One of my favorite things I do have to give a shout out to BNE2, a new Mexican restaurant in downtown
Donde?
Castle Rock.
Okay.
No, yeah, Donde.
El Ciudad de Castle Rock.
See. It's called BNE2. If you are anywhere near Castle Rock, Colorado, get downtown Castle Rock and go. It is so good. And the restaurant is decorated so cute. They've been open for 3 months. I want to go back every week. And I'm not a huge Mexican fan.
Really?
Mexican food fan.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like she is.
I feel like you are.
yeah, she just doesn't want to admit it.
I don't like spicy
You
food.
are married to Kirk Shrek,
Who wants tacos
Also,
every single night?
American Mexican food isn't spicy.
Yeah, his is spicy. Anyway, love that restaurant. Love. And
Bien.
what was you found
Me
your
gusta
phone?
mucho.
Me gusto. Me
Mucho.
gusto, which with pleasure.
No, that
Me
means I
gusta.
like it a lot.
I know, but you know what?
No,
And
you said the other day, I heard you on
me
the phone.
gusto.
No, mucho,
Mucho
gusto,
gusto.
means nice to meet you. So you don't
No. Yes, it does mean nice to meet
look
you.
at this. She's been Duolingoing for like a week.
Yes. And in Costa Rica, every time I said thank you, they would say me gusta. No, they would say mucho gusto, mucho gusto. And I said, and I told Dad, I think they're using this incorrectly.
Oh my gosh.
And he goes, oh, you're going to tell a Spanish speaking person they're speaking incorrectly. I go, mucho gusto means nice to meet you. And every time I say thank you, he says, nice to meet you.
In different
so
cultures, like in
I
Mexico,
asked-
it does not mean with
Well,
pleasure.
I asked Maria, and mucho gusto also means with pleasure. So when somebody
I don't
says,
like it.
my name is Gina, and they say mucho gusto, what they're saying is, it's a pleasure
I don't like it.
to meet you. It's pleasure. So, mucho
Okay, I have
gusto.
my favorite thing. You guys are gonna laugh because it's not a thing. Well, I guess there's nothing there. Mine is function over form.
Explain.
Is that right?
Form
Form over function.
But it would be the
Say what you
opposite.
like.
Sorry. Basically, my new thing is I just did this whole house reorganization because that's what I do for fun.
Every week.
And
Function
we
over
have this
form.
cabinet by our house. Help,
in the street.
please help me.
We need to end this.
I know it's not even good. Basically, I started putting Piper's socks instead of in her room. I put them in this like cabinet by her back door because I was like, function over form, like our house right now, in order to operate it smoothly. Like people say, yeah, your
Sure.
socks should be in your drawer, but why? We're putting on our socks where we keep our shoes. So I started
Makes
doing that.
sense.
It's
And I
like
s-
using your glove compartment for something other than your
Yeah.
manual.
Yes.
And
you
I
should not have
started-
your car manual.
Yeah, and I
anymore in your
started
glove
keeping
box.
things in that. Like for
Or
example,
gloves.
it's summer. The pool. Just end it.
Just end it. We need to
Just-
end it.
no, whatever. If you want to hear more, I have great tips for organization.
Like
now
I feel like you're about to go on a tangent that could be 20
I
minutes.
could.
so
I'll
we
give
need to
another
end it.
podcast. Just know that my idea is really smart for summer.
Just know I don't cook. She's really stubborn and she's really good at organizing. Period.
Goodbye.
No, I'm not. Anyway, yes. And you know what? We're going to be excited to see you next week in the village. And
If
we
you
hope
make
that
it
you
back.
go out and think of some great ways to curate great experiences for your customers or potential customers.
I need a tissue.
And she needs a tissue and a nap.
End
And-
it. End it.
Yeah. there you go.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.